OpenAI released a brand new feature for ChatGPT that brings the chatbot one step closer to becoming your desperately needed personal AI assistant. That feature is called Task, and in this video, I'm going to teach you everything I already know about it, show you how it works, and give you my honest opinion. All right, let's start with who actually has access to Task in ChatGPT, or scheduled task, as OpenAI officially named it on the article announcing the feature. So what we know is that scheduled task is right now in beta mode, and it's available for the paid ChatGPT users. So important, if you're a free user, you probably won't have access to this until maybe a couple of weeks. They promised it will eventually become a feature available to all ChatGPT users, so that's the good news. But right now, it's only ChatGPT Plus, ChatGPT Teams, and ChatGPT Pro users who will be able to play around with the beta. Also, where will you find that feature? On which platform of ChatGPT? Well, it's going to be available everywhere across the board except the desktop app for Windows users. So it's going to be your ChatGPT web version, the mobile app on both Android and iOS, and the desktop app, but for the desktop only for iOS users right now. It's going to be eventually available to all, but as of today, one day after the announcement of this feature, when I'm shooting this tutorial, it's only available on these platforms. So that's what we know. All right, good, but what can it do? So when you schedule a task in ChatGPT, you pretty much ask ChatGPT to perform a specific action in time. So it could be a one-off action, so do this on that date at this time, or it could be a recurring action, so do this every single day at 5 p.m. And then the other thing is that ChatGPT will send you reminders via different types of notification that you can enable or disable via the platform. I'll show you how to do this as well. But pretty much you ask ChatGPT to perform a task, and then it will send you a notification with that performed or the result of that task executed. That's why I kind of teased that as a step forward to your AI personal assistant, because it will pretty much work around the clock and perform specific tasks that you have set without you needed to intervene in any way. All right, now that we know what it is, let's dive into ChatGPT and schedule our first task. In order to schedule a task in ChatGPT, you will need to use that little drop-down arrow right here that lets you select the model. And if you have access to the beta already, you should see GPT 4.0 with scheduled task. You see, in beta, ask ChatGPT to follow up later. So make sure you get into this mode. It should say ChatGPT task right here. And now you can simply use the input window to pretty much schedule your task or ask ChatGPT to schedule your task. Let's do this. One thing I want you to know is that there's a lot of content already on YouTube about ChatGPT task. I've watched it all. It's a bunch of different videos. You can see all of these open tabs right here. There are other people's videos about task. And one thing I noticed is that these videos are either overhyped or very quickly done. So basically using the landing page from OpenAI I just showed you, going through it and not really bringing much value to the users, to the viewers. And guys, I want to do things a bit differently here. I've spent about half a day watching other YouTubers' videos about task already, so I pretty much know what's out there. I would like my video to be a bit different. I want it to be more actionable for you. So I'm not going to be using the random task examples that we've seen all over Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube that are the ones suggested by OpenAI in their tweets and the landing page. I took some extra time to really brainstorm task ideas that could be useful for us, for you. But yeah, that's the methodology I'm going to be using. I want this thing to be really useful. So stick around with me. I'm going to start with some pretty basic prompts for the example, and then we gradually are going to step it up to see how far we can push this. So here's the first task I have. I want you to send me a step-by-step dinner recipe every day, 6 6:30 p.m. Okay, for dinner time. So I hit enter and see creating task. You see, briefly we saw creating task, send dinner recipe daily at 6:30 p.m. Got it. I will send you a new recipe every day at 6:30. Perfect. It seems like the task has been created. So it is that easy. The second thing you can do once you've created a task is to set up notification for that task. If it's the first time you're using the feature, you should see this message right here. Turn on desktop notification. If you're working on your mobile phone, you'll probably get a slightly different message, maybe to turn on push notification or like mobile notification. But here it's my desktop computer, so turn on desktop notification. I'm going to allow this, okay? And you see ChatGPT wants to show notification. So basically you need to get into your system's setting to allow your computer to send you a notification if you want that to happen. If you don't want to mess with that because you have too many notifications in your life, like me, don't get into that. You see, notifications are disabled on your browser, so you need to visit your browser's preferences to allow them. Okay, I'm gonna X that out. I don't really want them. All right, let me show you another task that I have created. This one right here, summarize updates to Canva and AI. Okay, so the task goes like this. Search for the latest updates to Canva and AI and present me a briefing I can read in 5 minutes. Source your information from the Canva website, the OpenAI's website, or the Google AI latest news website, and any other appropriate sources. So I scheduled this task for daily at 8 a.m. This is a task that I have already scheduled, and I want to show you what happens in terms of notification. So what happens once you schedule a task, basically. So for that, we're going to head over my Gmail account, and we'll see all of the reminders from OpenAI. So I did a bunch of tests here, obviously preparing for this tutorial, but the one task I want to show you here is my What's New in Canva and AI reminder right here, notification. So it's an email, okay? It reads task update. When you open it, this is what you will see. So OpenAI, task update for ChatGPT, what's new in Canva and AI. And you have a big green button, view message. When you click that, it will take you back to ChatGPT in the ChatGPT conversation that we had about task with your output, the outcome of that specific task. So this is what I have. Summarize update to Canva and AI. Here is your 5-minute briefing on the latest update in Canva and AI as of January 16, 2025. So today is actually January 16, the day I'm shooting this video. So we have Canva updates, Canva create 2025 announcement, okay, Canva announced its upcoming event, top 10 product launches of 2024, Droptober 2024 features. So these are 3 pieces of news that have been fetched from the Canva website I mentioned in my task. And then if we scroll down, we have similar news, but this time for AI from the OpenAI's website and the Google AI blog. So we have OpenAI's Sora release. We have Google's Gemini 2.0 introduction, AI in healthcare. Google is making strides in applying AI to healthcare, etc., etc. So I have my bullet points, a little bit of explanation. It included an external source, this one, which is not one of the 3 websites I mentioned. So I guess if I didn't mention specific websites, I would have had like more sources, but it only gave me the one that was not specified in my task description, my task instruction. So this is pretty good. Now, it's not groundbreaking. It's just like fetching information from the open web, in this instance from specific URL. But I wanted to show you the full process of creating the task, editing the task. You can manage the task and then show you the outcome of that task, which could be a push notification on your phone, or even if you enable them, a notification on your desktop computer. It is now time to dive into some ideas of tasks you could create with ChatGPT to really boost your productivity, to really make you progress towards your goals, make your life easier, both on the professional side of things and the personal side of things as well. Okay, so really trying to see if ChatGPT can become our AI assistant. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to start with a basic one and progressively step it up until we get to a more complex task and see if ChatGPT can handle that, how well it performs, okay? So we're going to go crescendo. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how to access the different tasks you have scheduled in ChatGPT and how to manage them. Two different ways to do that. The first one is from a specific task directly. So you see this task right here that I just created. If I click on the three little dots, I see three buttons. The first one is edit. This one will allow me to go back to this specific task and edit it, give it like a different set of instructions, maybe a different schedule, and edit the task by saving. Okay, that's the first button. The second one is a pause button. So maybe you've set a task that has to do with your work and you decide to take a break from work or go on holiday somewhere and you want to pause that. So you can just hit the pause button right here and it will stop sending you these reminders, these notifications, okay? And then we have view all tasks right here, the last item on this menu. And I click here. So from here, you will be able to see all of the different tasks you have already scheduled together with their timing. And you can edit them from there one by one. The other way you can access all of your tasks is to simply click on your profile picture and then access the task button right here. So you'll get to the same page where you will see your scheduled and completed tasks and you'll be able to manage them or delete them. All right, let's start with some prompts for people like you and me, content creators or freelancers, marketers. The first one I have is to find content inspiration. So the task goes like this. Every Thursday at 9 a.m., suggest 5 fresh content ideas, content themes for my YouTube channel based on trending topics in Canva, AI tools, and generative design. So this could be an easy way to constantly get some fresh ideas on tutorials to create or, content inspiration. So let me show you the outcome for this one. I received the first email this morning. Here are 5 fresh content ideas. So I click on it, fresh YouTube themes for Canva and AI. So you see when you click on the button in your email, it goes straight to that task outcome right here in ChatGPT. Here are 5 fresh content themes for your YouTube channel. Canva hacks you didn't know about, showcase hidden features or time-saving tricks, okay? AI tools for designers, what's worth your time? The title is pretty good. Generative AI for small business owners, how to create without hiring a designer. What's hot in Canva, top new features in current month. That's good because that's actually something that I need to shoot. AI-powered branding, create a visual identity with Canva and AI. Teach how to craft logos, color palette, and brand kits using AI-powered design tools. Now, it's funny because I recently created a class on Skillshare about exactly that topic. So I'm not sure if task is searching the different previous conversations I had with it, or if it's really sourcing this information from the open web. I'm not sure. Probably a mix of both because these seem really relevant to what I'm doing. And that's something I like about ChatGPT is that the memory of ChatGPT makes that it really knows me. All that history I have with ChatGPT, all of these conversations, it keeps track of that if you are a paid user. Not sure about the free plan, but then the answers become more and more accurate. So that's the first task I wanted to show you, content inspiration. I think it did a pretty good job with this one, and I will receive another one next week on Thursday. Now let's step it up a notch. Another task you could create is to ask it for some inspiration for a specific social media platform. Me, I'm really trying to step up my LinkedIn game this year in 2025, so I could use a little bit of help here. So check out this task that I created yesterday. Every Friday at 4 p.m., generate 3 engaging LinkedIn post ideas for my audience, including relatable questions or polls, okay? And then I went one step further because you can leave it some custom instructions right there, just like if you are crafting a deeper prompt. My audience consists of people who wish to grow their online income or advance their careers by learning tools like Canva and ChatGPT. They are creatives, content creators, freelancers, marketers, and small business owners. They enjoy my no BS style and the humor, hopefully, I inject in the content I create. So you see what I did here? I added some extra information about the target audience so that I get more relevant content suggestion for that platform. So you see, it's that task right here, generate LinkedIn post ideas. And because I set that that to weekly on Saturday at 4 p.m. And today is Thursday, so I haven't yet received the outcome of this specific task, so I cannot show you the result. But it's okay. Let's move on to the next task idea for content creators. All right, with this one, I really wanted to push the limits a bit further and see how far we are to this functionality being somewhat similar to what an AI agent would do. So AI agent would take autonomous decision and go over the web, use different apps and perform specific actions for me. So the task goes like this. Every Friday at 5 p.m., draft an email newsletter with a summary of my most recent YouTube, LinkedIn, Udemy, and Skillshare activity. So the idea here is that at the end of the week, Friday 5 p.m., if I could get ChatGPT to send me a summary of all my social media and course activity for that specific week, I could just send that as an email or as a Udemy announcement, a Skillshare announcement to all of my students and tell them, look, this is the end of the week. I hope you had a good week. This is what we have done and accomplished this week. This is what we've talked about. And I could have a short description of each of the posts and then the link so that people can click and go back to the post to check them out if they happen to have missed them. Now, doing something like this, ChatGPT will let you schedule the task. It just won't be able to perform it. Why? Because it doesn't have access to the data on LinkedIn. YouTube, I'm not sure, but LinkedIn definitely not, Udemy definitely not, and Skillshare definitely not. So it's impossible for ChatGPT to actually see what your activity has been on these platforms. However, there are some work around this because you can do a lot of things with ChatGPT. So if you tweak the instructions so that they read something more like this, every Friday at 5 p.m., ask me to paste a summary of content I have published during the week, and then draft an email newsletter with a summary of my most recent YouTube, LinkedIn, Udemy, and Skillshare activity based on the recap I've provided and the conversation I've had with you about these updates. Keep it short. So you see what I did here? Instead of asking ChatGPT to go by itself and figure out what I've posted on these platforms, I've set the task to ask me a summary of what I've posted. And in order to do that, I could take some screenshots of every single post I published on that week and paste that into a different chat, because currently tasks don't support uploaded files, they don't support voice mode, they don't support the custom GPTs, but I could do it in a separate conversation. So based on these screenshots, ChatGPT can actually create a summary of everything I've posted, can take that, feed it back to ChatGPT when the task is compelling me to do so. Every Friday at 5 p.m., I will receive that notification. ChatGPT will ask me to feed it the weekly activity. I will give the recap I generated in the other conversation. And then based on that recap, it will create my newsletter with my actual real activity. And I will also have my screenshots that I took on the different platforms that I can use in my newsletter, add a link to the actual post, to the actual course, and then I have a newsletter with some photos and some links ready to send, either via email, via a Udemy announcement, a Skillshare conversation. So this could be very powerful and a real time saver for someone like me who likes to keep my students in the loop. Whew, that was high-level stuff. Guys, how are we doing? Are you enjoying this tutorial? If you do, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet done so. All right, we have one more thing to cover. I told you we would be diving into practical use cases of tasks for content creators or the business side of things. And I also want to show you some more light and personal ways you can use tasks. So let's dive into that. The first one is one that I really like. It's about setting the tone right for the day. So the task goes like this. Every weekday, Monday to Friday at 9 a.m., remind me that I want to do my best to educate people online about Canva and AI. I'm doing right now. Use the information in your memory to grab some extra information about my work, because I know ChatGPT knows everything about what I do for a living. Write these motivational posts in a different way each day, elaborating on the positive impact I'm making. Okay, so that's the custom instructions I gave ChatGPT in that task right here. And now let me show you the outcome I received this morning. Every day, you are empowering creatives, freelancers, and small business owners to unlock their potential with tools like Canva and AI. Your work isn't just about teaching design or technology. It's about transforming how people grow their businesses, express their creativity, and achieve financial freedom. By sharing your expertise with humor and authenticity, you are helping others turn their ideas into reality, inspiring them to believe in their own possibilities. Keep going, your impact ripples far beyond what you can see. So it's really cool. I mean, for me, it's really nice to read something like this when I wake up every weekday. So I really look forward to seeing what it will come up with tomorrow. Is it going to be a very different output, written in a different manner, or maybe exploring a different angle? I really like this task. I think it's cute, and I think it's good for motivation. Moving on. The next one is about relationships, and the task goes like this. Every Friday morning, remind me to schedule catch-ups with 3 friends or family members and suggest creative ways to connect over the weekend, like game nights, outdoor activities, or a nice restaurant in Barcelona, Spain. Use Google Maps and the web to find venues and activities. So this one, haven't yet received the outcome. I will post the outcome on the community tab of the channel for you to see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm curious to see if ChatGPT will be able to actually use Google Maps. Is it already integrated with Google Maps and the different websites to find like timely activities or restaurant in Barcelona, which is what I specified in my post. Let me move on to the third one, health and fitness. So this one is more conventional. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 a.m., create a 45-minute workout plan tailored to focus on cardio and flexibility. And remind me to track my performance. Add a funny motivational quote to force me to get out of bed. Use plenty of emojis in that quote. So you see, it's like your conventional, hey, get out of bed, do some sports activity, but with a twist, I want it to be funny as well. So you could try that. Next, I have learning a new language. This one is actually cool. And this one I have received the first output, so I'm going to show it to you in a second. Learning a new language has been demonstrated also by a lot of YouTubers because it was teased by OpenAI in their actual launch post. But I adapted it to the language I wanted to learn or continue learning because I've already learned that language for a while. Every day, teach me 10 new Thai words. Let's start with basic conversational topics such as greetings, asking for directions, ordering at the restaurant, colors, numbers, days, etc. And then I gave it some more instructions. For each word, start with the word written in Thai, then its phonetic pronunciation. Don't give me the English translation. Instead, ask me what the word means. Let me try to guess what the word means. I will type what I believe to be the correct English translation. And if I don't know what the word means, I'll tell you, I don't know. And you will give me the correct translation. Okay, that's a pretty challenging one. I've received the first outcome of that. So let me find it. Okay, learn 10 new Thai words. This one right here. Let's view the actual output right here. Okay, and I'm going to do this live with you. Maybe not all of them. So the first one, sawadee. Okay, I know this one. This means hello. Okay, number 2, sabaidi mai means how are you? Okay, let's do 3. Let's do a couple more. Kun. Okay, this means thank you. 4, Kao Tot, that means I'm sorry. 5, Chai. Yeah, Chai means yes. Okay, I'm gonna send that. That's correct for all 5 so far. Yes, hello, how are you? Thank you, I'm sorry, yes. So what I wanted to show you is that this is a fun and engaging way to start learning a language or continue learning a new language. And you can really adapt the level of difficulty in your custom instructions. All right, final thoughts. What do I think of ChatGPT Task? Okay, is this the future? Is this what everybody's calling AI agent? Well, not quite yet. So here is my 2 cents about ChatGPT Task, okay? I think it's definitely a first right step in the direction of these so-called AI agents. Okay, I don't really like to use this term. Everybody's using AI agent is a buzzword on the internet, especially on LinkedIn. So I don't want to fall into that. But basically, if we consider that an AI agent is an autonomous agent that can run tasks on your behalf and take autonomous decisions, if that is the definition we are agreeing on, then no, not yet, because it lacks a ton of integration. Integration is going to be key in that agent pathway, the way to really having agentic AI and running tasks for us. It needs to be able to access my LinkedIn data to tell me what I've posted. It needs to be able to send an email for me. It needs to be able to purchase something on my behalf if we want to get there. But it's definitely a step in the right direction for OpenAI and ChatGPT. And we've seen that willingness to go in that direction from OpenAI with other features in ChatGPT, like the work with apps feature or the custom GPTs. Also, we need to have full access to the other ChatGPT features for this to be really powerful. Like we need to have access to the custom GPTs. I know there is a Canva GPT, so it would be great to ask ChatGPT via a task every day at 9 a.m. Use the Canva GPT to create a design to accompany my motivational quote. That's something that could be really cool. Voice mode is something else we need to be able to access in task, because then if you can activate voice mode, we could ask ChatGPT to perform tasks like calling somebody to maybe book an appointment for you. And then of course, file uploads, the possibility for me to upload my screenshots directly into my instructions when I create a task, instead of having to open a separate conversation to do so. I could just dump my screenshots right there and ask ChatGPT to create a summary of my daily activity. So all in all, step in the right direction. And yeah, is it good? Yes. Am I happy with this feature? Absolutely. What do you think about this feature? Let me know in the comments below. Are you going to be using this? Is this a deal maker for you? Will you be updating to ChatGPT Plus to try this feature? Let me know. I'm curious about this. And this is where I'm going to end it. I'm going to leave you with this other tutorial that I created not so long ago about ChatGPT. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.